Welcome to Infertility and Me podcast, a show that amplifies diverse stories about the struggles of infertility and fertility in a safe space. Our goal is to normalize fertility stories that validate, give hope, and create a community where no one is left silently suffering. You just mentioned something and you said that for your personality, this is how you process things. And so,
hmm
how would you have described yourself prior to getting your diagnosis?
Oh, that's a great question. Of anxiety, most of my life, and I think just kind of my personality and having ADHD and everything, and just like always thinking like, what is the worst case scenario? Like, what are my contingency plans? Or like, what if this situation happens? How am I going to react that way? Or like, what if that situation happens? How am I going to respond to that? So I guess just kind of building myself up for any potential bad news. Like, I don't want to say I'm a pessimist, but I think I often just kind of tend
You
to
have
like
some tendencies,
over
just a
some
little bit of tendency.
tendencies to kind of like overanalyze things. I still try to be positive, and like a lot of these scenarios in my head aren't always negative, but I think just maybe it's like some kind of defense mechanism. Think like, okay, well, what's the worst possible thing that could happen to me today, and like how am I going to respond to it? So
How do you
always trying to
feel?
be
Yeah.
10 steps ahead of myself. It drives my
Yeah.
husband crazy to always, not to um, have a harder time kind of living in the moment. So that's one thing that, I've been working on lately with my therapist and with myself is like just trying to live in the present and not dwell either too far into the future or even, too far back on the past.
Yeah. And the funny thing about trying to live in the present is like if your present effing sucks right now, then
It does.
it's
It's,
like,
I've,
what,
I've
what am
got a
I
lot of
supposed to do
shitty
now,
things
Doc?
going on.
Yeah, like, okay, my present sucks right now, Doc. What am I supposed to do? Yeah,
Yeah.
so
hmm
it's always about a balancing game and trying to find the yin with the yang. So, are you nervous?
I think it really depends on the day. To be completely honest, I think there's definitely a duality. It's like, yeah, I'm super nervous, but I'm also, today I feel hopeful and I'm gonna hang on to that. But some days I'm absolutely fucking terrified, of
Hmm.
any
Hmm.
number of, there's so many things that could happen that aren't, I don't want to say go wrong because I'm trying not to think that way. There's so many things that could go differently than how I anticipate them to go, which is hard enough to emotionally manage um, in itself. So yeah, I'm nervous, but today it's a good nervous, because it's a nervous because I'm going through something really incredible, you know. Just the whole science behind the IVF, it still blows my mind that that
Yeah.
this is something that's a reality and has been. The first baby was born in 78, 79, I think. Um, so just the fact that this is a reality is just amazing. And yeah, I'm nervous and I'm grateful and I'm terrified and I'm excited, just like all of these things simultaneously.
Yeah, I think that's quite normal. So it sounds like you're normal, girl. You're
Yeah,
normal.
just perfectly normal.
Perfectly normal. And you're managing it. And I'm glad you're getting help. And I'm rooting for you guys. I truly am. And
Thank
it's an
you.
opportunity that so many of our brothers and sisters in the community don't get to have because they don't have the money, the insurance, or the extra
Mhm.
income to be able to even afford the medications if they have coverage. And so people are doing all kind of creative things, working part-time at
Mhm.
Starbucks
Yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah, for
thing that you would say to yourself moving forward and to others in the community to offer a bit of
yeah. Oh
advice,
gosh.
hope, or
Yeah, hope
tell the
and
fertility to
kind of
fuck off, whatever you got to say.
gosh, I think gosh, there's so many things, I wish I could tell myself 2 years. And to your point you made earlier, and something I have to tell myself is like whatever you're feeling, it's normal. You know, it's okay again to be happy for them, but also really, really sad for yourself. Like you can, and I was explaining that to Jose. He's like, "How can you? That doesn't make sense to me." It's like you can, these feelings aren't mutually exclusive. Like it's normal and expected even to feel jealousy, to feel pain for when somebody else gets something, especially if it so comes so easily to them. When whenever you're struggling, especially if you're someone that is struggling in silence because the only person you can talk to is your spouse. So I guess really what I would say is like, be your own advocate and if one support group that you're trying to go to doesn't work, find another one. There are tons of places. Like it took me a long time to kind of find that little niche sub that catered to what I was looking for, that didn't use this cutesy terminology, that was really serious, because that's what I was looking for. But if you want that cutesy shit, like, you do you, like, whatever gives you the strength and courage that you need to go through this process, whether you're alone or if it's with an internet stranger, a parent, a sister, a brother, whoever. Find your little space, and find your support group, because you've got people out there that are going to cheer for you, and they don't have to have met you to be happy for you.